Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the Code 4 Defense light bearing holster. There's the box that this is what they look like as far as your logo. So the problem with this thing right off the bat, really tight, okay, and you can kind of get it in, but good luck getting this thing out, okay. This thing is really tight. Okay, really tight. There we go. Let's take this thing off and take a closer look at it. Okay, so obviously this is not workable. Well, that's impractical. That's not something that you can use. I bought this through Amazon. The reason why I buy these type of accessories through Amazon is if I suspect that maybe it won't fit or it won't work right, I'm able to easily return it with Amazon. Usually, as soon as I drop it off to UPS, I usually get a credit the same day. So this light bearing holster was made specifically for the Glock 17. Okay, so you know it's very specific for the Glock 17 with the Streamlight TLR1 light. Okay, so there's two concerns here. Basically, the holster has to fit the gun, and it also has to fit the light. And the light is where most of the problem is. That seems to be where it is the tightest, and I can see that it's actually rubbing the paint off a little bit over here where it says TLR HL. So if I take the light off, okay, this goes in. I mean, I wouldn't carry it. I mean, it's pretty loose. I wouldn't carry it this way, all right? But if you needed to temporarily do this, like let's say you needed to take the light off and use the light separate from the gun, you could temporarily put it here, but I wouldn't depend on this, because the gun can fall out. So this holster is designed for you to use it with the Glock 17 with the light attached. Okay, you cannot really use it without the light attached. Okay, so that's an important consideration. Put that back on. But as you can see, it's just too tight. And this is going both in and out. And I did try for a couple of hours. I took, basically I took a bottle and I inserted it in there, and I did manage to stretch it out a little bit. It opened up a little bit here. There's a little bit of there's a small crack over here, but as these two halves opened up, that separation was not there when I first got it. So I did manage to open this up a little bit, but it's not enough so that this is usable. Other thing I noticed is that these screws here, right, because these belt loop things here, right, that your belt runs through, they screw in. The way I have it set up is like these are basically 5 rivets, okay, and what they did is they threaded these top 2 rivets, and then they ran a screw through there to hold these things in place, but they never Loctited it. Okay, I was able to tighten them up and loosen them up pretty easy. In fact, when I got it, it was a little bit looser. I had to tighten it up. So these will loosen up. So that's something that they should do from the factory. They should Loctite these in place if that's how they're gonna ship it. I like the design. I like the concept. I like the simplicity of this, right? But the problem is that there's no way to adjust it. If I was to make a recommendation for the design, like when they put these two halves together, they should put some type of a rubber separator between the two halves that you can tighten and loosen up, because there's one of two things happened here, right? Either this was just terrible quality control, right? Nobody ever actually tested this, because they should have, if they're selling this for the Glock 17 with a light, they should have a blue gun, right? At their facility, a blue gun with a light on it. So every time one of these things comes off the assembly line or ships over from China, right, they're able to test it out to make sure that the tension is correct. Okay, so There's a quality control problem here. Now, the other possibility is that when this thing was first made, right, it was tested, and then what happened was, whatever, these things, like, they got stacked one on top of the other, and then, a couple of months shipping, weight on top of each other, this thing changed a little bit, right, just in the shipping process. So that's a possibility, right, because you have these two halves. Maybe when they first made it, they tested it, but at some point, maybe it got crushed during shipping, and it deformed a little bit. There's no way to adjust this, right? So the recommendation I would have for like a nice design like this, a simple design, is that they should have some type of a rubber separator between the two halves that you can adjust, that you can simply tighten up a little bit or loosen up a little bit to get the tension right on the gun, because that's all this is. It's two halves that press together, but the way to have it set up, it's just riveted, and you have no way of adjusting this. So this is, like I said, I got this from Amazon, so and it wasn't cheap. It was $50. I was gonna buy. There was another option for about $30, and I said, you know what? Let me get the $50 option. Let me get what I think might be a better one. And I was really disappointed with this. Now, the holster that I have been using, just to kind of compare, this is the Omnivore, right? This is a light-bearing holster. This is a universal holster that indexes off the light, okay? So there's like 500 different guns that will fit this because it only holds the light, okay? And this goes in really easy. And then to get it out, it has it's a level 2 retention. You push this and pull it out. So this goes in and out really easy. The problem with this is I don't consider this a very durable design, okay? Because first of all, you got these two pieces here that can break, right? With this thing on your hip over here, as you're moving through the woods, you're gonna hit trees, or if you're moving through a house, you're gonna hit doorways. This is gonna get hit a lot, okay? As it's sticking out. So, and the way it's attached with 3 screws over here, it's just 3 screws that screw in. The threading of the plastic is gonna get ripped off. So although this is good for practice or for occasional use, this is not what I would consider for duty use. So that's why I've been looking for something that's going to be more durable. And this design has that in terms of, it's a simple design. It's just 2 pieces of plastic that come together. So this is the right concept, I think. But the problem is, it's just, again, it's a quality control problem, and it's a problem of they don't give you a way to adjust the tension if this thing changes, from the time that it's created. So, and it wouldn't take much. I mean, if they had like a little rubber separator between the two halves that you can just, tighten or loosen up, I think that this would work great. I mean, I think this is a great design for the field, right? If you're going to be out in the woods rolling around on stuff, if you're going to be on the ground rolling over where this is going to get crushed a little bit, this design is a lot more durable than this Black Hawk Omnivore design. So this is kind of where I want to be, right, with a simple design that's less likely to break, but it's got to fit the gun, okay? So that's the Code 4 Defense. It was $50. I bought it from Amazon, and it's going back to Amazon because this is just not usable. It won't fit the gun. It doesn't fit the gun. How am I going to use it? So I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you guys have any comments, feedback, put in the comments section. If you've had a different experience with this, please tell me so in the comments section. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.